Alright, hello there. I am Papa01 and this is AOS Virtual Progressor 2, and it's time for the combatants title match, and this will be a rematch between two people who have fought at PPV, I believe number 6 and number 5, and that's the champion Rage defending his belt once again versus Midas Punch. So that's what we're about to get started with. Now we had a little bit of confusion, but it was still all good matches with the combatants. Just a couple of the freaking matches wasn't able to be shown for numerous reasons. So before we get started with this title match, I'd like to do something and show y'all what I'm doing before I get started with the game. So first of all, let me make sure this is on. Alright, yep, it's on slot 0. That's what it's supposed to stay on. Before we start setting up for the title match, I gotta make sure that both these characters, when I do select them, they're gonna be using their actual techniques and stuff like that. So alright, that's all set with him. Main way to check is make sure that the number of KO moves they got in blood stoppage is the right thing with the right numbers and stuff. Alright, so since all that is okay, let's get started. Oh, wait. Almost fucked up again. So go right here, go down, put the title on the line. There we go. Put his opponent right there. Alright, all this looks okay. Hardest difficulty, I know I'm missing something, and I'm finna show you now. So, as we always do before we start a match, I gotta show you the match rules in English, just in case you forgot. Takedowns and rope break are both turned off or free. Give up is turned off as well. Only thing we're using is one knockdowns, which is 1 point with the blood, and time decision. Bail save is turned off, and quick match is turned on. That's why you see quick match up there, because this is the only division that uses quick match, or matches in its entirety. The only division, the only championship, and all the other stuff they use quick match. So we got it right here, 3 rounds. No, we got it right here, 3 minutes, 12 rounds, 15 points, 1 for knockdown. No, yes, no, yes, no. I mean free, no. And I already showed you that it's on the hardest difficulty. Let's get started with this title match. So I gotta make sure I check that, because we're gonna have even more people once we get started with the Show AA's Fifth Spot Challenge qualifiers, because we got 24 new people who are going to be part of 10 qualifiers and Fifth Spot Challenge qualifiers. So let's just get past the challenger right quick. Yeah, it's all about the champs. It's all about the person coming out there with that belt, son. That's what we're about. And this is the guy with the most title defenses with 6, and catching up to him is Volkan, who has a total of 5 title defenses for his first title defense. So there's 2 undefeated champions. Volkan has lost matches. Don't get me wrong, he has lost matches, but he's undefeated as a champion, That's what I'm talking about. His first title defense, and he already has 5 title defenses, which is impressive, because the only person who has more is this guy right here, who already has 6, and this is PPV number 7. He's going for his 7th one, and that is the Savage Rage. Now I tested him. Now you saw him in his No More Contenders match, and I have tested Rage against a couple of characters as well. So they didn't test it. Now they're going to face off. Oh shit! That body shot sent him over the top rope out of the ring. Okay. Now, Midas Punch. Now, I did test out Midas Punch versus Rage, but that was only because Midas Punch wasn't finna go against Rage in his next match. His next match was actually against, Fatal because they had their number one contenders match. So I tested him back out at Show B against Rage, and he was able to actually beat Rage. I tested out Rage not too long ago before we started the Faction of 3 and Combatants Championship matches, you know. So that's why I tested out Rage, and like I didn't really have to change nothing about him, you know. But Midas Punch did have somewhat of an advantage when they faced off because he did beat him quite solidly, with at least Rage having 5 more, you know, knockouts needed to win. But you know, that was non-title exhibition, testing out the Midas Punch character and whatnot. But I do have some bad news, and the bad news is not too long ago I was testing most of the champions against the Fight for Gold champion, who is Mark Curry. Guess what? Only champion he was able to beat convincingly, well, not convincingly because it was a back and forth matchup, but the only one he was able to beat was Devastation. So once again, the Fight for Gold champion is my bad, not Devastation, I meant DD4 Blaze. So once again, the Fight for Gold champion is going after the Absolute division. It just makes no type of sense. I ain't trying him against Rage because I already knew how that would probably turn out, you know. I still could have, but like, it just seems like been a waste of time to test him out against Rage. And like, he did do good versus the what's his name, the MMA champ in Judo King, but Judo King still won both of those matches, but he was able to win the first match versus, you know, the absolute champion DD4 Blaze. So that's what belt he's gonna go after. But who knows? He may not be facing off with DD4 Blaze. He may have to face off with Fujirama, who is currently the number one contender. So if the number one contenders win, it doesn't matter because the fifth spot chance, I mean the Fight for Gold champion, I'm basing his stuff off of what champion he's capable of being. But if he's not able of being that champion, if he's capable of being that champion but he gets the challenger because, you know, there's a new champion, then that's just what happens, you know. You don't get to test yourself out against both of them. You gotta test yourself out against either the champion or the challenger, and usually it's the champion, you know. But that's how that all goes and stuff like that. So we got everything, basically we got everything set. We know who's the champions of this and that division and stuff like that. Everybody's been tested out, and whatever happens with them, happens with them. And right now, Rage is getting tuned up. Now I may test out Rage again if he loses his first title fight, you know, especially if he loses it convincingly. Like, if it's not a competitive one and he loses, I'll have to reassess him, for he won't just straight up get his title taken from him versus Midas Punch. Because if Midas Punch could dominate him one time, he could dominate him 2 or 3 times. Now, like I said, he did win by over 5 knockdowns, you know, when I did a little exhibition match to test out Midas Punch. But that still doesn't mean anything, you know. That doesn't mean anything, you know, because a title fight is different, and he was able to keep almost everybody else at bay with those matches. So I had him go against Fatal, because I did test him out against Fatal, and I tested him out against Karate Master. He was able to beat both of them, you know, able to beat both of them decently. So, and everybody knows that Rage is the go-to champion of, you know, AOS Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. You know, there's just nobody taking him out with the KOs like he does now, especially when the title's on the line. Those exhibition matches and stuff like that, they beat him up and stuff like that, but it's a difference between doing that with the exhibition and then when I put them in there against them with the title on the line. You know, title on the line, it seemed like the Rage character, even though this is AI, I know it's all random, it just seems like he fights better once the title's on the line. You know, you can beat him all you want in a freaking, you know, exhibition match with the same rules and everything, but like in a title match, they all struggle for some reason, and that was Fatal who had beat him in a match that forced Rage to beat him twice because he won the first match. So that is capable of happening. Oh shit, no, freaking battery's low. My bad. We didn't get to see what just happened just now, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't a knockdown. I got the charger on here now. Yeah. Yeah, so quick match is basically used for the KO division just for them to get knockdowns quicker. I don't use it for no other division or anything else because all the other ones have the ability to use submissions or, you know, win by submission. So I want people to win by submission quicker than they already can, you know? If you wear down the same body part long enough, you'll eventually get that submission victory. And like, it's just because with the KO division, they kept on taking 10, 11, and 12 rounds in their fights most of the time. So if it goes 12 rounds ever again for a title match, that would be a shocker to me because, like I said, I do the, what's the name? I did that, boxing league thing, and I had the boxers all going against each other once. The newest ones like Ready and stuff like that. And I did a couple matches with that, but I terminated it because, you know, I kind of fucked up and missaved some stuff. But like basically, what happened with all of that was that they were getting all 15 knockdowns with 5 3-minute rounds. They only went 5 rounds. So they only have 15 minutes compared to this where they got a whole 36 minutes because they got 12 rounds, 12 3-minute rounds. So if people can get 15 knockdowns in less than 5 rounds, you know, in a 12-round fight, you'll probably see them the most when it comes to the championship get in like, you know, 6 or 7, if not less, you know? But it's a whole different ball. It's a whole different fight when the title's on the line, you know. Which every character is gonna find out if they ever get the chance to face off with Rage for the title. Because look at that. Look at that. Freaking Midas Punch head is already hurt, which means he is more prone to getting knocked out by the freaking punches to the head now. At least that's what I think it means, because if your head damage is low, that means you're more prone to get hurt by the headshots. But his liver shots, for whatever reason, never seem to hurt the body, even though he hits so many of them that he gets the knockdown. So it's just the fact that he's hitting you in the liver or the body like that you just get automatically knocked down. Because you'll never see them like hold their body and stuff when they get hit with that. Yeah, I changed that from doing KO to doing blood damage when he does that clothesline. When he does that clothesline right there. Because I forgot, I gave it to something else. I think I gave it to that, the fist drop. The jumping fist drop or whatever. Yeah, something like that. Damn, he blended him right back with that spinning back over. Yeah, that's one of the things I like about giving him Rage that elbow is that I got it with blood and KO damage because it's a goddamn elbow strike, you know? It's a spinning back elbow. You can cut you or it can knock your ass out. You know, that's one of the main characters I thought about giving elbow strike to in the first place. Because I gave the spinning backhand to Devastation and I was like, you know what? Since Rage is kind of like a similar character to Devastation, except for he's more so a striker. What about giving him a spinning back elbow? Because I didn't give it to Mr. Muay Thai because I gave him the flying, the jumping or flying knee, wherever way you call it, the jumping knee or whatever. That's right. The jumping Muay Thai knee strike, whatever you want to call it. So I was like, and he got the spinning back elbow when you do his striking combinations and stuff like that. That's when he uses spinning back elbow. Somebody should have it. So that's why I gave it to him. And let him use it. Well, he has the lead right now. I believe this is only the second round. He already has the lead in knockdowns by 2. Steady keeping that lead. Unless this is the third round. You gotta pay closer attention to what round this game be on. Well, he's up at 3 now. 3 knockdowns. Yeah, so I may end up tweaking a couple things for Rage, but the thing is, even though I tweak some things for Rage, if he loses this match, it don't really mean nothing, you know, because like I'm not gonna test him out against the person he's fighting in the championship. I can't do that. If I test out characters, it gotta be before. If I test out the characters against the character I most want to test him out against, it's usually before they get to the title fight, you know, in preparation for a different opponent. Because you're not gonna spar with the person you're getting ready. Like in real life, you wouldn't spar with the person you're finna fight in your next fight, or like you'll spar with somebody with similar attributes or somebody who's to give you a competitive edge and make you better. So that's why these two, or any characters, I don't really let them do a practice match against the champion of that division or the same ranked opponent, you know, in that division when you're doing the ranking matches as well, you know. Can't have them test out against each other and stuff like that, because that means you don't even need to have the match now, because you know who's going to possibly win it. Even though every match is different, it's still a good indication of who's going to win. God damn, he's up by 5 points. Like I said, when I did that practice thing with these two, he did give him some. He did win by at least 5 knockdowns, and I don't think it was super quick though. I think it went at least 7 rounds. It wasn't under 5. I think it went like 6 or 7 rounds. Yeah, but that was a while ago. That was back at show B and stuff like that, which is coming up 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Yeah, probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks in way too long. It could have been that long. Damn. But I'm glad that I've improved with the Midas Punch character. Like I said, I really have to change with them with Rage, because the only person that he had trouble with competing well against was Midas Punch when I tested Midas Punch out against him. But I may end up changing something on him now, because this is bad. I know he's capable of making this comeback and winning this match, but come on. And that's probably the thing I improved on Midas Punch the most, is now he goes for that running grapple, you know. He goes for that running DDT grapple a lot now, a lot more often. That's what probably improved upon him the most. You know, even though it doesn't do KO damage, I think I got it on there for him to do bleed, to make somebody bleed or whatever like that. But it does allow him to, have more control over someone and stuff like that. Also, when he goes into the matches where he can lose by submission, he's not always going to try to go for that running forearm smash or that wrestling lariat clothesline or whatever. That lariat clothesline, I should just say. Yeah, just plain lariat. But this is bad. Yeah, we're going to have Midas Punch win this first match. I kind of predicted it based on the little practice match they already had, and I already told you I ain't really changed too much with, the champion or whatever. Yeah, this is starting to look ugly. 9 knockdown lead. He got a 9 knockdown lead. And possibly it's going to be a freaking 10 knockdown lead, which is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that happen to him in an actual title match before. He's got 10 knockdowns. I see him beat people by almost 10, if not more than 10 knockdowns before in title matches, but this is crazy. Now it's the 11 knockdown lead. He hasn't had a knockdown since the last round, I believe. Or the last 2 rounds. He hasn't had a knockdown in the last 2 rounds. Probably. Oh. Yeah, I definitely gotta make some tweaks to Rage because, god damn it, I was talking all that goodness about. Oh my god. Well, congratulations to freaking Midas Punch. He wins part 1. And I think the main factor in this was he kept on getting that leg counter, that capture counter with the leg kick. You know, he kept on catching that leg and hitting him with that freaking punch to the face. Supposed to be a clothesline variation, but it's more so a punch. That's why I gave it to him. Because you see how it goes over him with it? See? It's a clothesline, but it looks more like a punch to me, so that's why I gave it to him. Fuck. Oh. That was... Oh yeah, he goes right here. But he's not the champion as of yet, you know, but I am going to let him have this he can have this right quick, you know. Just a lever. Oh wait, it's 2 letters. Is it enough for 7 letters on here? Oh, I can do this then. I'm gonna call his name Lever Shot. I mean his lever shot. Lever Shot. His name Lever Shot. Him in the lever. Fucked up lever shot. Yeah, lever shot. Instead of 2 to liver. Or should I just use 2 and liver? I can't put 2 and liver. Yeah, that sounds better. I just wish I could put his shit on his name and stuff, man. Should be getting on my nerves sometimes. I'll put this on here like this instead. Yeah. That way you still know that I'm supposed to have a stud on there. Stud. Why is there only 6 characteristics I can use on here? I think it would look better out there. How does that look? Fuck, why is there to be at least 10 of them up here, or 8 or something? 6 letters? Fucking... Fuck it, I'm gonna call it Midas. Yeah, he is Midas Punch. Yeah, I'm using code Midas. Yeah. Minus P. Or M punch. No, M punch sounds stupid. Minus P. That sounds stupid. God damn, I should have thought about this a long ass time ago, man. I should have been thinking about this a long time ago. I'm just called Midas. You know it's Midas Punch because his name is right next to it. So yeah, I'm just called Midas. She hit him with the Midas Punch. Oh. So there's other characters who got punched and stuff like that. Yeah, it's called Midas. Oh, wait. I can put that eye on there at the very least. This character. Is there a bigger version of that eye? Yep, there is a bigger version of it. And then look that much better, but something. Well, when it comes up on the screen, it looks bigger, so that's the main thing. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's better. I forgot he does get the little eye there. Alright. So, I would test out what I'm going to do with him offline, but I guess we can do it on here and stuff like that. So, we got to go to slot 8, because that's where you find both of these characters, and I got to see what the hell went wrong with Rage. You know, is it something to do with his AI settings that made him lose that match? What is going on with this man? What's going on with you, man? Okay, so he has this, and that to me would not be that big of a problem for him. Because I need to know exactly what I could give him to make him perform a little bit better. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit better. Tiny bit better. You know, I'm not going to look at that stuff. I'm going to think about it myself. I'm going to put him against somebody. So I think I could have him, because I like him to stay aggressive in his matches and stuff like that. This and this is okay with him. Yeah, he's raged, but he don't need this shit because he's aggressive on his own, you know. So I never really needed to have him use this sort of stuff anyway. But desperate times call for desperate measures. So they say. Because he don't need no reaction to anything. He don't need to react to anything as it is already, so. Let's see. Goddamn, I'm trying to figure out what the hell to give him to, like, make him perform better as a fighter and stuff like that, but I cannot figure out anything that will help him with that. I don't want him to react to blood and be more aggressive, but fuck it. React to blood and be violent, you know? Shit. He didn't have it on there before, but I still gotta test him out. I still gotta test him out against somebody. Oh. So we got that and that going on with him now. Yada yada, yada yada. I guess put him on normal. For the moment. Oh shit. Damn it. I was supposed to press save because I got that stuff saved already on something else, but it's all good. I know what to go to. I go here. No, not there, but there. Yeah, when they're on the outside, he goes out there and he's attacking them. There we go. Alright. So, let's see what happens. Him in a match. And I'm going to put him in there with Karate Master. Karate Master, who just beat Fatal, but I'm not finna go on to the other thing at the moment. So have him in there with Karate Master. Where's Karate Master? Oh wait, we already put Karate Master on there. So this is the new thing. I just do the 5 round. You know, I just do the 5 round because that's a good indicator, even though that's not enough rounds for a title fight. But you know, it should be able to get, you know, the 15 knockdowns in 5 rounds anyway. So that's a good thing. Oh, it's supposed to be 1 per knockdown. And like, I don't usually let it go to full 5 rounds. What I do is like see what's going on, because like the conclusion don't really matter because it's not really the right set of rounds. We do 2, 4, 8, and 12 rounds and stuff like that with this. So it's not really a good indicator of what would happen in the actual match and stuff like that. Especially because it's supposed to be 12 rounds for 15 knockdowns. But this is just a little test of like, after like the 2nd or 3rd round or 4th round, I usually get a good idea if the changes are good for the character. But another thing I like to do is test the character out versus itself, and I'll show you what I'm talking about once this match is over with. Boom! There goes the power bomb. He seemed like he's doing okay in this matchup. Damn. I did tell y'all do remember that, you know, Karate Master did win a good competitive match versus Fatal, where he was able to finally beat Fatal in a ranking match, because they've been going at it for so long in ranking and #1 contenders matches. So this is a good way to test out, you know, Rage is against this guy, you know. Right now, the changes I made is not really benefiting Rage at the moment. Not at all. I wonder if I made him more aggressive, he would be, with his offense, he'll be more likely to do stuff and so forth and so on. That probably is the problem. Make him a tad bit aggressive, because You know, he has to be situated because he's a champion. So I gotta have him situated to take out anybody. You know, it can't be like, oh, these, because I don't like my shit to be like realistic, like real life. Because like people have their Achilles heel in fighting. Like for example, DC Cormier, capable of being the world champion at light heavyweight and heavyweight, but when John Jones is the opponent at light heavyweight, he loses. That's just the guy who can beat him. Same thing with fucking Anthony Rumble Johnson. Anthony Rumble Johnson KOs everybody, runs through the whole entire light heavyweight division. But wherever he goes against DC weathers his storm with his striking, with his power, and then eventually wears him out and freaking gets the rear naked choke finish against him. You know? So that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. You know, like what I'm supposed to do, because he has beat him in 2 past title matches and stuff like that. You know, and this is what I would do with all the champions that I created. I can't do nothing for the characters that are on the game because the game won't allow me to do nothing for them to begin with. You know, so they're just basically, you know, hopefully they can do well against, if they lose to my creative wrestlers or lose to the computer or whatever. I mean, use to another character on the game. That's already on the game, I should say. So that's how that stuff works out. He seems like he's a little bit better or whatever like that. But you gotta also know that this is a new and improved freaking, you know, Karate Master as well. That's not the same old Karate Master, so that's why this is not a bad matchup to have from Bogus, you know. He was able, I'm already not kind of liking this new AI settings for the character, because he was not able to get a knockdown in that first round, which is never a bad thing, you know. Sometimes it could take you a round or two, but like with Rage, he's almost instantly getting the knockdown. So like, yeah, let's load this shit back up. Yeah, so it's not nothing to do with his fucking moves. That's what I know for sure. His moves have always been good and stuff. Can't be nothing with that. Never nothing with that. Yeah. All this stuff is okay. Yeah. Definitely gotta be something with the other thing. Definitely gotta be something with that. There's nothing wrong with any of this. But we're coming up on 38 minutes. That's not too bad. Well, it's 38 minutes of straight up gameplay. Well, not straight up gameplay, because I think like 4 minutes or so was before I started. Well, 2 minutes. Yeah, so I just started the game. So yeah, gotta be these AI settings. I gotta figure out what the fuck I need to do with them. Everything's striking, and then you know what we have it where he's even more aggressive, you know? He was partly aggressive last time, and I can have him more aggressive. Would that help? Yeah, I'll put him like that, and then on here, yeah, he's still shoot wrestling. I can probably help him out some, and then since I will have him like that, I'll need him to be even more aggressive from bleeding, because I'm gonna have him super aggressive already. But I will keep that what's name for he won't bleed so easily, shit like that. But you know, no, that could go back to being normal. So we ain't gonna change this stuff. This time around, we're changing something else about it. So we got this all remains the same like it was last time, you know, because that's what that all was. What we're changing around is this to make this all the way aggressive. You know, making him more aggressive as he always gonna be on offense, and then he's mostly gonna do striking and stuff like that. You know, so let's see if this improvement this time around is better suited for him than what we had last time. I guess, you know, Karate Master. I know I accidentally put it like that. The reason I'm showcasing this because I don't tend to showcase a lot of the gameplay of me figuring out how I make the characters better, and I like to show that every once in a while so you get a good indication of what you're watching. And I just say what, because like when I first started doing the simulation, I used to say like, man, where the fuck I say, and like if the characters lose, they lose and stuff like that, and that half-ass worked because I had literally only like 2 characters who were able to be champions. You know, everybody else was just struggling forever when I first started doing this because I wouldn't really like test them out or fix what was wrong because I was invested, but I wasn't invested in figure out what was actually going wrong with the characters, you know? That's why none of my characters were like champions except for Rage and, you know, Russian Tiger. Everybody else was at the bottom of the division or trying to become champion. That's going to change once the match starts. That's just the way they got him looking because I saved no changes for, you know, Karate Master. So that's why he just looks like that. So let's see what happens this time around. Damn. I may have to figure out offline because I don't want this video going for too long. You know, so I may have to figure out offline. When I do figure out, that's when we'll start the next match because I don't want him going to his rematch, you know, unable to compete or have a competitive match. You know, of course he's gonna be able to compete, but I'm talking about, you know, making it competitive. Like, that was one-sided as hell. You know, he literally only got 3 knockdowns, and I think that only occurred within the first 2 rounds, and then got fucking I believe he got 12 straight knockdowns against him that occurred in, I think, only 2 or 3 rounds. 12 knockdowns. That means. And I think I don't even think that was a 4-round fight. I have to go back and look at it after we get done with this video, but, you know, I don't even think that went past the 5th round. I don't even think that was even in the 5th round. And I already told you about him face off with other boxers and other stuff. So far, so good. You know, him bleeding is not a big concern to me because he can't use by blood stoppage because he's in title matches, you know. And if he loses this, he won't lose by blood stoppage anyway because then he'll be a non-contenders match. So even if he loses his rematch, blood stoppage shit is not going to affect him that badly, you know. And the thing is, him doing better against the other characters won't necessarily mean he's gonna beat Midas Punch in their rematch. You know, it is what it is with all that. But how the mighty have fallen if he's not able to beat him in the rematch. Now this is starting out a little bit better. He got 2 knockdowns already. You know, so. His opponent is still building meter at a fast rate based off of countering him, you know, just from countering him a lot. Now it's all tied up with his opponent still having super meter. There's still a little bit over 10 seconds to go. But he's not going to be able to hit another one on him. This is the type of stuff that I be talking about with this game. I be trying to freaking figure out what to do for the characters on the game and stuff like that. Get them wins against various characters and stuff like that. This seems like a lost cause with this. And like the thing is, I figure out more ways of what to do to improve my characters when I'm forced to have to make them again and this, that, the other. Because I want them to make them as good as they used to be, but also improve upon how good they used to be. And like, there was nothing wrong with Devastation, but as I told you again, I haven't been like fully like, you know, saving the movesets for the characters anymore and stuff like that. And I think I'm gonna do that with people who are champions and shit like that, because those are the ones that I can permanently save their movesets, because they don't got shit they need to improve on from their movesets at all. So that's what I'm probably gonna start to have to do. He's more aggressive, but he's mostly going for the takedown and shit like that. Like, it's not that's good if he's in an MMA fight, but like, or any other divisions and stuff to go for takedown submissions. But he also is using the freaking powerbomb more. I like to see that as well. Him using the powerbomb more, but he needs to be going for his damn strikes, because he's a KO champion, you know, and like he got more strikes to do KO than anything. This is not a good indicator or whatever, but something that could be. Now, a lot of times what I'd like to also do is what you're about to see me do right now, and that's this. Let's see if the improvements are stuck on here for this rage right here. This is the bottom of the screen. So is this stuff still on here? Yeah, those are his stuff. Another thing I like to do is, now this is, I started doing this with the new boxers while I was doing that boxing league before I started making more boxers, and then I was like, you know what, I got 7 boxers now, so fuck this boxing league thing. So this is what I usually do with this though. I usually have, like, what I usually do is before I start it, because they look exactly the same, you know. I can tell the difference, and we can tell the difference once whoever wins and stuff like that. But what I like to do is the older one, the older version of the character, I like to change the outfit to plain white. That way we get a way of separating the two characters. So that's the original, and the, you know, the newer one, his stuff is in the right color, which is red. And we'll see which moves are better to use and stuff like that. So that's what we're about to do right quick. So after a round, we'll get a good indicator of, is these moves worth using now? Because Karate Master is not who we're worried about anymore. We're worried about Midas Punch. And like, this lets me know, even if I don't keep the new like moves for the character, this lets me know if the old character's moves are, I mean, his AI settings are the problem. This will let me know if the AI settings are the problem, because that's the only thing that's been changed. We haven't changed none of the moves at all. This let me know if the AI settings are the problem, or should I change something with his moves, like the moves he uses in the ring, if that's the problem. You know, because if the AI settings is alright, then what we need to change is the moves and stuff. So the newer one is the one who's in red, because he's new, so he gets the attire that he always wears. And then the old school, or the older one, the old AI settings is the one in the white. So changing their moves means a lot and stuff like that, but what really the indicator of the character with simulation is their settings for AI and stuff like that. Of course, different moves means you can attack better, or you do certain attacks quicker and stuff like that, but like, this is the best indicator of it, is that what's the best AI settings, the old ones or the new ones. And I haven't done this with all the characters, you know, the ones that I changed and stuff like that, because I ain't changed Mr. Muay Thai or Taekwondo stuff at all, you know, even though I probably should or thought about improving on it, because their stuff was okay, and the thing is, they did okay in their matches and stuff, you know. Also, sometimes I take a look at characters who are a similar move sets and skills to see what I should do with the other characters who are like-minded fighters and stuff like that. Not in, you know, like they're the same type of fighting style, but like, because like, you know, I basically kind of like set up, you know, the Watch My Feet characters AI settings based off of, you know, Mr. Muay Thai. I mean, not Mr. Muay Thai, my bad, but Taekwondo NLS, because, you know, they're both kickers. So, like, change some stuff to represent the kicker, you know? Seems like it's doing a little bit okay with him so far, you know. He's able to build super meter, which is good. He's able to get the points for the knockdown using super meter. That's good also, you know. I'm gonna end this once one of them get another knockdown, if it happens in this round. If If not, we'll look at the second round as well. Oh. Now, I'm liking the new characters thing, but I don't like the fact that he doesn't go for the senton as much. I thought he'd be going for the senton more. Looks like he's not. He's aggressive and stuff like that. He's more offensive, but like, he's not really trying to go for the knockdowns. He's more so going for the damage to like weaken the character, his opponent, and stuff like that. But I like to have seen him go for the senton as well right there. Because he's playing more so like he's doing a regular match with like pro wrestling style rules match. You know? This would be all good and dandy if he was like, I need AI settings for him in the MMA match and shit like that, because that's what this looks like. His style is more so towards fighting for like MMA rules and stuff. That's how he's performing, you know. So it may not be the best fit for the Rage character. It would be if I have Rage as doing MMA and stuff like that, or any of the other divisions, because having him go for submissions is way better, and you know, the powerbomb and all the other stuff is way better when he's in the other divisions. But like, you want him to be mostly going for the knockdowns and stuff. But he is going for knockdowns, don't get me wrong, he is going for them. He's not going for them as often as I think he would, especially with the striking. But he is getting the knockdowns. The thing is, like, he's getting them against somebody who's not countering him, you know? Not normally going for counters and stuff like that. That's where all this is coming from. You know? That's another thing. You know, you can tell which one's a better suited thing at times, but I tend to not like to go with the especially when like I didn't change like his stuff to like this or that. So alright, we synced all we need to see between these two. So what I'm basically gonna do is right now, these new AI settings is better, but I'm not sure it would be better with him going against Midas Punch. So what we also gonna do is have to test him against Fatal, which I will do in a little bit, and see which one does better versus Fatal. Because Fatal is someone who's gone back and forth with Midas Punch. Karate Master hasn't gone back and forth with Midas Punch as of yet. So we'll test out both of them because Fatal again. But yeah, this is a good indicator of why I usually go through with the characters and stuff like that. The reason I say this because this is something to think about as far as I change his moveset. Even if it's not permanent for this, it's a good indicator of what he should be, how I would want him to fight if he was in like an MMA style setting or any of the other divisions, you know, where he'll be going for more submissions. So that's what that is. We gotta turn this back on 0 before I accidentally do anything, and we can exit out of this now. Yeah, we can exit out of it now. But right now at this moment, you know, Midas Punch is in the league. You know, he won the first match, but I need to see what I need to do with, you know, get what's the name to, you know, play better against him, because that was just a wipeout, you know, in that title match. That was just messed up. And I don't want to look at any of the AI settings or anything for Midas Punch, because that'll be cheating. Like, the make Rage win, I just counteract wherever going on with Midas Punch. No. I need to make him fight against other fighters and see how he can improve before he can go against Midas Punch. And one of the people I may make him test out against is one of the newer characters I had who did beat Midas Punch pretty easily. And that's one of the new boxers. I'm not going to tell you which. It'll be a surprise when you see him at Show AA. So, till the next video later, and hope you enjoy and all that, and peace.